Hello, こんにちは。PSG vs マッドライオンズ。グループ B の1位決定戦ですね。勝った方が1位抜け、負けた方は2位。PSG は台湾のチーム、そしてマッドライオンはヨーロッパのチーム。YouTube にアップする動画は5日目じゃない、5日目はこの1試合だけになると思うんで、なんでアップされてないかというと、正直ワールドカードチーム多くて結構レベル低いゲームが多かったですから、一番重要なこの試合で、昨日のやつも最後のゲームだけアップするって感じですね。もちろんデトネーションのグループ C は全部アップしますけど、グループ A とグループ B はマジで格差マッチでつまらねえから、一番重要な試合だけアップします。ここで PSG ファーストピックでランブル。マッドライオンズはルシアンとカイサ。今日ルシアンミッドをピックして勝ってますね。得意のピック。カイサのカウンターのトリスターナ。マットの見どころの選手はトップがすごいアグレッシブでレン強いかな。アームッド。あとサポートのカイザーが特にノーチラス得意だね。ADC もうめえし。調べたら6チームで総当たり2回やって上位4チームがノックアウトステージに進むらしい。あ、そうなんだ。1位と2位が戦うとかじゃないんだ。グループステージやって6チーム選んで総当たりして4チームが進むってことか。ああ、そういうことね。確かに6チームでトーナメント戦はできないからね。これ予選みたいなもんだな。12チームから6チームに半分に減らして、6チームから4チームに減らして、そこからトーナメント。じゃあ2位でもあんま関係ないね。ほぼ関係ないね。抜ければ OK。ってことは明日デトネーションも抜ければ OK。AD キャリー多くね、マッドライオンズ。で、JS に対して何を出すのか。カミールは微妙そう。サイオン。相手がほぼフル AD 構成ですから、サイオン選びますね。JS でサイオンボコすのはほぼ無理ゲーです。CS は生み出せるかもしれんけど。Hello, こんにちは。PSG vs マッドライオンズ。1位決定戦ですね。ここで1位でも2位でもトップ6チームでまた、戦うだけだからトーナメントにはならないので、1位2位はあんま関係ないんですけど、どっちが1位になるかっていうのは自信につながるんじゃないかな。台湾チームか、それともヨーロッパのチームか。構成はマッドライオンズがかなり AD が濃くて、レンジチャンピオン3体ですね。なかなかソロ級みたいな構成ですね。CC がかなり薄い。トップミッド ADC に CC が全くありません。でもモルガナが9で3年間の CC、そしてアルティメットで、マルチスタンができますね。で、ノーチラスも通常攻撃でマルチスネアかけてフック、そしてウルト。ブルーから始めたことを確認している。で、マッドライオンはやっぱ JS いるからボトムからトップに向かいますね。PSG も JS ピックするけど、PSG はなぜか JS がいる方から始めて反対側行くからね。JS がコラプティングポーションですか。今年からドラケンにオムニバンプがついて、もともとライフスティールだったからオムニバンプが圧倒的バフだからそればっかになってたんだけど、最音相手ドラケン積んでもダメっていうことでコラプティングポーション。コラプティングポーションなかなかないですよ最近。 CS も食いづらいし、ドラケンがとても強いからね。
I think getting level 2 early on is kind of expected, just on a very, very impressive level 1. I think probably going to be a bit of a different story once there's a few more levels on both sides. Could be a little bit more even, especially if Kaiser does manage to thread the needle there on the Nautilus hook.
Yeah, because their jungle started bot side, they kind of have to give up the push. Ooh, River was probably doing 2 camps at the same time. They're looking at the red buff's buffer sign. It's really low.
ミッドはスキルマッチアップです。ルシアンが若干有利マッチアップかな。ただシンドラがスタン当てたらギャンクで殺せますね。ジェイスは序盤でこうやってウェーブを倒したのに押し付けて CS 有利を取るぐらい。ファーストバックでアイテム差をつけていきたいです。これができなかったら積むので、だからジャングラーがボトムから始めてトップを見る形になりますね。逆に押し込まれたら JS 何もできなくなるので、押し込むことがとても重要です。おお、JS うまい。完璧ですね。トリスターナの W をキャンセルできませんでした。JS はここでバックしてないのかな。テレポート温存してますけど、トップ側にしっかりワードを受けてますね。モルガナが置いてくれたのか。かなり JS をケアしてます。ウェーブを固めようとしているレオナ。こうなるとボトムのバックが速いからノーティラスがロームできますよ。トップに向かってもよし、ミッドに行ってもよし。
Overall, strong early game for the Mad Lions. CS advantages in the top, kind of as expected. Lucian with a small lead in mid lane, not quite as big as his previous mid lane matchup, but still pulling ahead.
Yeah, this Jace needs to get a little bit more ahead than he currently is to start winning on the side lane enough to give them the pressure to stop the Scion from being able to base and look for engages. Humanoid might face check River here though.
Humanoid taking a lot of damage, but still playing pretty confident. Stepping forward to the auto attack there feels bold, but of course the Black Shield's in the area against all these magic damage champions. But Elyoya waiting on vision. The flash in, no chance to Black Shield. The immediate chain CC, it's flawless execution.
殺しきれない。殺しきった。ただ AD ケリーが寄ってない分、マットライオンズが 1-1 でトレードします。ノーチラスのキル。なんかすげえバグってたけど。
But the execution from Maple was clean when Humanoid flashed forwards, just had enough mana to get the knockback with the Q. Takes him down in the 1v1. It was going to be a 1-for-1. Armut almost found River there. That could have been a kill for him. But in the end, this ward was such an MVP for PSG. They pulled the trigger onto
このワードでかかったね。そこにワード置いてるか。なかなかあそこにワード置く機会ないけどな。そこに置くくらいだったらもうちょっと上のところに置いたりとかするんですけど。
You can see he's chasing Maple, and I think here he thinks that the fight's over, but he kills this creep on the left side, gets level 6, and then he looks for the cunning all in, and then he gets the passive double shot, so he flashes forward for the kill, but Maple gets the stun, and just about lives.
QE じゃなくて EQ。
Oh, look at that! That's a smile! You know exactly, they know how well they played that. That was clean.
今の笑顔はJS が来ても殺されなかったから笑ってた時だったけどな。チームファイト勝ったからあの笑顔じゃなかったと思うけど。切り取られてる。編集されてる。怖いね。
Syndra level 6, there's a lot of burst to work with on the side of PSG.
Yeah, even Armand, who's very much pulling very far ahead, has to give a little bit of respect when enemy jungler comes up, because if Scion ults into you and there's a Rumble ult paired with that, you are still probably going to die no matter how strong you are in the individual 1v1.
でレートゲームはサイオンが硬くなってフル AD 構成相手。PSG が有利なのかな。トリスターな次第だけどね。
barring a Nautilus. So he's going to be really focusing on the side lanes. But Hanabi has
マットライオンズは
so Armut
タンクがいないから難しそうだな。
It's also a bit awkward for him because Maple is very strong. So if he ends up having to deal with that, he has not opted for any magic resistance yet.
Really good macro play here from PSG. Now Armut was free
PSG ここでヘラルドを触ります。
because the wave's frozen on his side, that means PSG
トップでは JS が 20CS アドバンテージ。かなり差をつけてますね。
We're hovering around mid in case Mad Lions maybe wants to try contested. Now they go back bot. They know it's secured. Really good topside vision, and that's a really good pickup for PSG. No dragon response just yet from Mad Lions. I think Elyoya is going to run down there after Humanoid pushed out mid-wave, but this Herald's really nice for them. If they can use it on mid, they should get Maple a little bit further ahead, who's already 2-0.
X-Flash in from Kaiser. He showed that creep who's boss. The sad B and the thumbs up. I respect Doggo and Kaiwing for that. That is maximum BM.
Maximum BM indeed. Mad Lions starting up the dragon. River base.
マットライオンはドラゴンを取ります。
Bot side, so he wants to contest the bot side map, maybe pick up his red, get level 7.
まあ序盤はヘラルドの方がいいからね。
If Hanabi can move down the river, maybe River can group up with him. They can take him down and herald that mid tower. That's probably what PSG looking
PSG 若干有利かな。
focus on his top side, you'd expect.
Armut still coming out on top in these trades. Obviously would love to have a full item under his belt as the bits and pieces feel like they are in favor of Hanabi. Hanabi does have the
Ignite 持ってるよ、サイオン。
Armut now running out to safety. I don't think he wins out on this one. Ignite goes down. That's an auto. Shell shocked.
JS よいや、JS うまくやったんだけどね、ノックアップ1個食らったらそれで終わるっていう。あれ負けんのか。ちょっと悲しいな。結構 JS うまくやったんだけど、ノックアップ食らっただけで終わった。いやー、マジで。使ってるチャンプ俺間違えてると思うな、これ。マジで悲しい。テレポートでシンドラが来た。うわー、素晴らしいシンドラのウルト。ウルトじゃない、スタン。でもカイサはウルトで離脱。JS はソロキルされた後、ガクッと失速するチャンプですからね。レベルでも負けてるし。一応ライフスティールアイテムがあるからまだ勝てる感じはするけど、ただレオナが今トップ直行してるんで、レオナにギャンクされたら終わる。視界はあるけどね、ワードあるけど、ワードあること分かってるからブッシュに向かいます。このウェーブ早く押し込んでブッシュの中に隠れたら決まるんじゃないか。レオナが来たら死ぬな。
Ultimately, though, it is pressure in favor of PSG. While it wasn't even 1-for-1, the plate's going in their favor. Now Kaiwing waiting in the darkness here.
警戒していますね。
Ooh, and the free boots have come through now too from Hanabi.
Yeah, he's having a good time up here. He's only down around 10 CS, but he got a solo kill, so he's definitely heading goal of Armut. Hasn't lost any plates on his tower either, so both junglers focusing towards the bot side of the map, and the Jace hasn't really netted a big lead to make it meaningful in any sense, so we'll have to see if Armut can get himself ahead a little bit more as Mad Lions continue to play bot side. 2 minutes on the Dragon, Maple no flash. Maybe Kaiser's looking for a pick here.
Waiting in the darkness. This brush has been warded before. Do they know Maple's in the area? Maple warded out. It's going to be the immediate calling for the fall. That's the CC, the equalizer laid down to the back.
フラッシュがない。ああ、でもシャットダウンゴールドノーチラスか。カイザ来てないぞ。
Good play from Mad Lions. Now Karzi can push in bot and start getting playthings. Doggo has to run down there. Elyoya knows that, so he's running bot side as well. Maybe they can zone away Doggo from this wave and get themselves more of a goal.
ここでトリサナが帰ってくるからそれをインターセプトできるか？
Zoning him away would be important. For now, it's just going to be the single plate. Solely into the back pocket of Karzi, though. That's going to be important. Now the follow-up, the
What the fuck?
We'll body block that binding happily.
Yeah.
スマイト使うかと思ったら。
The binding doesn't connect. The wave was in the way. So just a kill from Mad Lions, but a really important kill onto Maple, which was a shutdown. They do end up picking that up, and that relieves Humanoid a little bit. As we see this again. I think they knew he walked into this bush. Maybe they had vision because the pink insta ult comes out. He gets picked off. I think Kaiser gets the kill though, so that's really unfortunate.
ノーチラスの Q は必要なかったな。モルガナの Q があったから。
Most certainly. Kaiwing giving up his flash as well as his stopwatch could be disastrous in the fights to come, but shouldn't hurt too badly overall. And honestly, a neck-and-neck game. It feels like so many trades just going back and forth. It's a 1,000 gold lead now to Mad Lions.
The biggest worry I have is Armut's level 9, Hanabi's level 10, and Hanabi's getting the top push now. That's really difficult for Mad Lions, especially when
サイオン、ここでフロストファイアガントレットアップグレード。ランブルウルト打てない手がノーチラスキル取りすぎじゃない？
Kill over to Mad Lions, but again, it goes on Kaiser. Unfortunate there, but Humanoids picked up the Gale Force. Carzzy probably has his mythic item in base as well. Mad Lions mid-bot side is winning out. PSG getting caught off one by one in this early game.
Oh, Cadril. Final game, we weren't sure what form of both these teams were going to see. We weren't sure what kind of game it was going to be, but it is definitely all out from both sides. Big test though. Hanabi proving that he can win.
JS も暁は出したけどね、勝てるかな。
Good to have the eclipse. Is it going to be enough for him to start winning out on this matchup? Because losing out, dying in the 1v1 is rough. Because Cyan is certainly going to reliably offer more in the team fights. So it's on Arma now to make up that difference.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But this winning mid bot side for Mad Lions secures them a second dragon. So
トップはゴールド差がほぼないけど、どうだろう。
Frontline for Mad Lions, but the Nautilus will benefit from it with the shields from the burst from Syndra as well. So if they can get that soul, that'll definitely help them in the late game. 2 dragons secured for them, and we'll have to see how the game progresses because Herald's just spawned now as well. Feels like Mad Lions have the mid bot push, but Carzzy needs to base soon. Armut and Hanabi have TP. Hanabi still up in XP on Armut and has the push. Armut has no vision to work with. Look at the top side of the map. He just wanted Herald to check it, but he has no vision to work with, and he's been solo killed. So it's really hard for him to pressure this top tower. And PSG might get themselves a bot tier 1 here.
ボトムタワー捨てますね、マットライオン。レードゲーム勝てるかな。
The extra serrated dart currently on the side of Carzzy, but all is quiet right now in this game. Both teams moving, both teams trying to find setup around this second Herald. Not the most important objective on the map, but certainly can provide a lot more pressure.
Yeah, ping's coming onto Carzzy though. PSG see Carzzy show on bot tier 2, so maybe there was a world where they could contest it, but no. Maple's gonna base. Hanabi probably gonna give that blue buff over to Maple, you'd expect, but Mad Lions giving up bot tier 1 to secure this Herald. Bot tier 1 was bound to die, but PSG are around, the TP's coming in. It looks like they do want to contest it.
ヘラルドを止めに来ますよ。
Mad Lions might have to back off here.
サイオン今非常に課題ですね。 ボトムタワーも取ったし、ここでヘラルドも取った PSG。
Culling goes wide. Gale Force, it looks like it just runs him into the wall. So a bit of damage onto Kaiwing, a bit more priority in the mid lane. Allows them to take the tower in the meantime. That is going to be big, but they're going to have to.
ミッドタワーは取りますね。
This is a good move from Carzzy. Moves towards mid, so his jungle support can cover top. They don't want Armor to get dove. They don't have the information to deal with it. They want to make sure this Jace can get to the mid game at least slightly ahead. Send it, Lions.
Nexar, send it, Lions. Send it, Lions.
Okay, got him.
Got him. you gotta read it out completely. We aren't gonna do our boys of Verizon like that, you know?
You got them. I respect.
They want the whole tweet, they get the whole tweet.
But yeah, looking at the game state, looks like Doggo swapped towards the top side. Let's focus on his top tier 1. Hanabi has Ghost on Sion and should have some bot push, but the good thing for Mad Lions here is they have mid wave. They have the mid tower, and if they can push it in deep, they should be able to control the sides first. But as I say that,
トリスターナだからタワー取るの早いな。トップの視界あればまたトップ取れそうですけどね。
The way PSG are moving in to lay down vision to try to set River up to take some of these camps away. Elyoya is going to be here, but too little, too late. Rumble just instantly.
クリア早い。
Small thing to note. River still has Herald. They stole it away from Mad Lions under their nose by forcing them to back off. So if they get this top tier 1, they can move mid and use the Herald mid as Hanabi is the weak side. Humanoid should win out, but I say that. But
サイオン足速くね。ゴースト使ってんのか。
Humanoid, of course, not opting for anything besides the Gale Force, not going.
ヘラルド消化。
Just be able to absolutely win out on the 1v1 over time. Maybe he can get it done, but for now, again, it is another Herald. It looks like potentially just going to be solely donated over to Doggo, really focusing him in terms of gold. But Carzzy's waiting over the wall. Kaiwing potentially in trouble. Massive isolated damage coming in from the Kaisa. The ulti hits.
人数差がでかい。
Now they can just collapse. River taken down. It's clean. It's decisive. Mad Lions find the picks.
Really good picks for Mad Lions. They're just walking up too far. PSG after getting the tower. They were sticking around. I'm not really sure what for. Maybe they wanted to look for some kind of deep vision.
タートって下がらなかったね。
Onto the Leona, and River falls shortly after. Not very tanky with the current items, so they get shredded by Karzi, who's 2-0-3, really, really strong on this Kai'Sa. And Mad Lion still have the mid push, but he needs to be careful here. He might have to flash away.
Maple, what's he gonna do? Playing this one slow. TP now used. Humanoid has to respect. Gale Force out Black Shield.
Sion TP.
Out of top, and what do they lose for it? Nothing. So Mad Lions can base. Net positive for them, and we'll see if PSG.
No TP だね、ブルーチーム。
Maybe they want to try to take some vision before the dragon spawns.
Ooh, and Cadril again. Tension's high in the final game of the day, the final game of this group. Both these teams are making it out. If you're just joining us, this is simply a battle for who will make it out first. Doesn't impact the second stage, but obviously pride and performance on the line here prove that you are ready for the next stage.
Definitely does, and I wonder how much gold Karzi has. Doesn't have 2 items completed yet, whereas Doggo does.
うふ、GS のダメージ。なかなか強えな。
Mad Lions get this, they're on Dragon Soul point for the Mountain Dragon. PSG. Human going aggressive, trying to zone them away. Maple gets chunked out a lot and he doesn't have TP.
Maple going to have out this very big because it's an easy ulti.
ドラゴン20秒前。
The backside if a single piece of CC hits him or is able to find it. The Void Seeker.
Yeah, really good poke from Mad Lions. They force Maple to base 10 seconds before the dragon spawns, so you'd expect them to be able to rush it down. But that TP's coming up in about 5 seconds, I think. So he can TP back.
3つ目のドラゴン渡せないから PSG も戦いたいですね。でも HP が少し少ないぞ。裏から TP、サイオン、ウルドで突っ込めばというところ。サイオン、ウルト。ランブルのウルトが当たらない。シンドラがここで持ってった。11交換。ドラゴン取ったのはマッドライオンズ。ドラゴン取ったのでワース。3ドラゴンゲットです。ここで飛びつく？カイサユタポンが一番うまいかもな。
Lots of summoners blown, but Mad Lions get the objective. They're on Dragon Soul point. 4 minutes until that spawns. And you can see the problem that Mad Lions have in the fights because Hanabi is so tanky. I'm not sure if Kazi can burst him down that quickly. Still not got 2 items. But as we take a look at this again, the TP from Maple, he got chunked out early on. And look at the communication from PSG. I think they're all focusing.
Gara じゃね。
them all just committing.
Gara もうまいね。
goes in on the left side of the fight just to buy time. Otherwise, Mad Lions could perhaps collapse behind Maple. So look at Kaiwing. He's just going in to prevent them from being able to collapse.
でこのスキンのランブルウルト見えねえんだけど。青いね。ランブルのウルト青いとかやばくね。リバーであれ打ったら見えないじゃん。ビクターのウルトもなんか正面からのスキン全然見えなかったし。見にくいんだよな。明らかにスキンによって有利不利とかあるんだよな。いやこのランブルのスキンマジ青いじゃん。見えねえよ。
There's a reason Boss one tricks his champion. Very, very powerful, obviously, as tanks go. If you can fully channel a Q, if you can get that max range ultimate, I think it's 1200 base damage at max rank. So, yeah. Powerful champ.
Lots of base damage on that champion, definitely. And you can see Hanami has the bot lane push, doesn't have TP. That's why he keeps grouping with his team. Because if Armut was to pull the trigger on a top TP ward and commit to a 5v4, Hanami would have to ult up the river. So he'd get there late, and PSG want to push out these side waves so they can control mid, control the Baron vision, and control the map. Mad Lions gonna sweep out their vision. Hanabi needs to catch waves. That means Armut should have a turn to run.
青いの基本強いね。ブラッドも水のなんかエレメント的なのあって強いしな。エレメントじゃないか。
Taking their time. Of course, they're going to be in a very advantageous state in about 2.5 minutes where it is the pressure is on PSG to take the dragon. Maybe that gives opportunity for Mad to move up towards the Baron. Again, as you mentioned, no real front line, so while they may kill the objective very quickly, they will take a lot of damage in the process.
Yeah, the game's all about vision here. Look at the amount of wards Mad Lions have on this topside river. PSG grouping up to clear it out. Hanabi basing and grouping with his team. PSG's comp is all about grouping in team fights, whereas Mad Lions want to push out these side waves and force PSG to split up. They don't want to group and just look for a straight 5v5. That would be a little bit risky for them. One good engage from PSG and the carries are dead for Mad Lions. Karzi no flash, Humanoid no flash.
OK、ここでチームファイトが起きるか。うわ。
Really good poke coming from Armut. There's not going to be follow up here. Doggo just going to be forced to back away, but you can see the threat
Damage.
PSG provide. Yes, if they're able to find angles, Carzy not going to go in. If they're able to find angles onto the side, if they're able to hit Doggo, it certainly looks good for Mad Lions, but that 5-man stack is very threatening.
Yeah, definitely. The poke from Armut is massive. Doggo losing almost 60% of his HP in one shock blast, so
シバナのアイスドレイク全く見えなくてえぐい。あのスキンよく使われるよな。
Is there a way to win these fights? 1 minute 20 seconds on the dragon. I think PSG might want to trade some kind of baron here for the soul. Maybe if Mad Lions tunnel vision.
ジェイスのダメージやばかったな。
PSG can burst it down. They have a lot of damage for it. And Humanoids on the side lane, taking down this bot tier 1, has the TP to join his team. And PSG haven't really put too much bot vision. There's still a minute left, so they can still definitely do it. But Kaiwing only has 2 wards left, and they've put the most of them topside.
PSG, a lot of them waiting in the darkness. Hanabi has the TP up and available. Level 14, all armor, to the surprise of no one. If he can act as frontline for PSG in these team fights, if he can keep them away from his backline on the side of Mad Lions, they will absolutely win out. Hitting this Scion is the fastest way to lose a fight. But if Mad Lions with humanoid
サイオンフルアーマー。
that the Kaisa brings to the table or
Sommer.
to get into the backline and Scion is ineffective, then all of PSG is just going to be routed.
Yeah, and Hanabi has a barrier as well, so he just got even tankier. Armut has the TP for bot side. He's going to move down regardless because he can poke them out on the objective. Humanoid is going to TP mid for the tempo. Doesn't want to be too far behind in time. Make sure his team can contest these mid waves and keep this vision. They don't want PSG to walk up.
ドラゴン15秒。PSG かなり不利ですね。トータルゴールドも2000ゴールド負けてるし、ドラゴンも取らなきゃいけない。ドラゴン取ってチームファイトも勝たないと。ドラゴン取れてもバロン失ったら負けですよ。3ドラゴンきついですね。マットライオンとしては JS のポークをバックラインに1回2回当てたらフリードラゴン。戦うことができない。特にトリスターナにぶつけたい。マットライオンズから触る必要はありません。JS のポークがあまり美味しくないね。ポークされる前にドラゴンを触っていきたい PSG。ドラゴンからもダメージ食らいます。サイオンがアルティメット使うけども、ボディブロックしてるノーチラス。取ったのは PSG。チームファイトはどうなる？ OK。これはドラゴン取れました。ただこれを3回連続やんないとね。1回でもドラゴン取られたらマットライアンズのマウンテンドラゴンソウル。柔らかい構成だからシールドはでかいですよ。
You can see how the team fights progress. If you get one good engage, Carzy getting knocked up into an equalizer, instantly has to flash cleanse ult away. And from there, PSG can start to move forward. It gets really tricky for Mad Lions. But they don't lose their lives. They get out, but they don't get the Mountain Soul just yet. This game will prolong a little bit longer.
The big thing for Mad in that fight is they lost twice. They lost the Mountain Drake and they lost both the flashes of Carzy and Elyoya. Those will be massive in the next fights. Baron is up. If PSG are in a position to contest.
マットライオンズさっきジャングラーと ADC のフラッシュ落としたんだ。一方 PSG はみんなフラッシュあるからこれかなり有利ですね PSG。クレンズもないカイサ。
I mean, Keijo, I think execution on the side of Mad has to be flawless. I think for PSG, as long as they wait for a good equalizer, they are going to have consistently good fights.
It's all about positioning, I think. It's all about positioning. It's all about poke. If Mad Lions can dodge away from the engage, they should be able to poke them out and chase them down with the amount of range champions. They have 4 range champions. JCS can go melee. But if PSG can get these melee champions on you, get the Cinder Sun, get the Leone, and get the Scion, and then Mad Lions can't really run away.
Very difficult. Hanabi very, very strong in this game. Obviously very far behind in CS, but with all that armor, he is essentially unkillable. So much bonus health as well coming in from the Scion passive. This man was made to frontline.
Yeah, it's all about mid waves. Both teams just want to keep the mid push because if one team has more mid push than the other, they can control the river. Mad Lions pushing the wave and they're moving towards Nash. They got vision on Doggo on the bot side of the map. Maybe they want to start and look for a turn. It would be risky.
バロンベートを狙っているスタン。
Follow up.
Hanabi is forced to catch bot wave. He has cleanse. He might have to use it here to look for a TP.
バロン触りましたね。相手がミッドウェーブを押し込むタイミング狙ってバロン触ります。ただルシアンが
get there soon though.
レオナのスタンをフラッシュアウト、フラッシュエンゲージになして帰れるのか。裏からランブル。ランブルがそのままやられてしまいますね。サイオンめちゃくちゃいい位置にいる。ウルトもったいね。誰も軽く出せない。
Mad Lions' team fight never lets them down. They kited it out so well. Hanabi was kind of dizzy there. He couldn't really find the target. Carzzy gets the killer instinct.
ちょっとシンドラの最後のプレーは謎だったけど。
PSG were caught napping there. Hanabi clearing out bot wave with cleanse has to use it and then wait for the TP to come up. I think it's about 5 to 10 seconds. And by then, Mad Lions already finished it. PSG dropped the ball. Mad Lions punish it. 5,000 gold lead. And the Baron, Kaiwing tries to flash.
チームファイトがマットライオンこうやって勝つよな毎回。チームファイトうまいかな。ランブルそのままサポートを追いかけて死んじゃった。裏からサイオン来たのはいいけどね、何かしらの CC 当たってないとウルトからは入っていけないよね。レオナのスキルうまくルシアンを避けたな。
Yeah, Maple tries to take down Humanoid with the flash forwards to get the shutdown perhaps and deny the Baron buff, but Humanoid flashes the Q. He might have lived anyway, but Maple could have used W to follow up. Triple kill for Carzzy. They get the Baron. Dragon is up in 30 seconds as well. That's Dragon Soul for the side of Mad Lions, who are so far ahead.
モルガナダメージゼロ。
And Mad Lions have full setup right now.
Just look at that damage in the last
どういうこと？
from Carzzy. That is wild. And now with the Baron power play, the Red Bull Baron power play, they're going to be able to get a lot of work done here. It's important to remember though that PSG's 5v5 is still incredible. Mad Lions still need to find fights like that. They are not far enough ahead that they can just hit PSG with their wallets. If Hanabi is frontlining while Doggo is free hitting, this will still be a difficult fight for Mad.
Yeah, Mad have the Baron buff though, so they can push in these mid waves so easily. Yes, Doggo has 3 items, but Humanoid's level 17.
Incredibly strong, pushing in with the calling, trying to guide the wave, but PSG willing to just tank these creeps. Maple willing to go to half health just to clear this one out. But that said, it's Mountain Soul, uncontested for Mad Lions. Mid-wave in their favor, no room for PSG to contest.
Yeah, that's really going to help Mad Lions against champions like Syndra, Tristana, Rumble. Lots of burst. That should help them out in the team fights a lot with that extra shield and Mad Lions. Just
ランブルがあんま上手くないね。慣れてないのか。
Looks like they're going to choose bot wave. PSG going to try to clear out top wave. Mad Lions playing on 2 lanes. Mid bot here. Won't be surprised to see them pushing.
あとミッドのファームさえげつねえな。
Battle for first place. Right now looks like it will end in the favor of Mad. 5-1 would be their final score. 4-2 to PSG. Both these teams going through regardless. While their seeding ultimately won't matter, Mad Lions seem to have PSG figured out.
全体的にレベルで踊っている PSG、サイオンがウルトです。ダブルノックアップ決めた。ただ、キャリーが誰もいないぞ。
Doggo forced to use the Gale Force away. Mad Lions not giving anything up. Hanabi is down. Kaiwing is down. The front line is gone for PSG. This should be a feast for Mad Lions. There was no one left to defend the binding hits. Maple goes golden, buys a brief moment, but it simply cannot be enough. Equalizer down. Kaiser now going to be in trouble. He's burning, he's ticking, but the tower does not continue to hit. Doggo in the midst of enemy territory, forced to dash out, forced to get out. The Coaling coming down, River out. Mad Lions.
Mad Lions have a bot wave, they have a mid wave. 20 seconds on PSG though. I think they're just going to get 2 inhibitors here, Dracos, and they're going to back off. It's not going to be the end of the game. They couldn't find more targets. River flashing away. And it was a good engage from PSG. Hanabi CC'd Carzzy for quite a long time, but there was no carries nearby.
PSG.
やっぱメジャー地域は強えな。
2 minutes to the Baron, 4.5 till the Elder Dragon spawns. Again, their composition built for team fighting. The goal deficit, though, now, while not insurmountable, feels just about that. The Mountain Soul, a lot of these more vulnerable members feel much less vulnerable. The bases of Scion feel much less big than they did in some of those first few fights.
モルガナランブルしっかり使える人少ない。いきなり出てきたからね。練習できても1ヶ月ぐらいかな。いや、2週間1ヶ月。特にランブルは難しいからね。
threaten both the Nexus towers while also hitting onto the top tier 3. But the Baron spawning in a minute, they can also play it slow if they want to. Karzi sitting at 4 items, Arm at 3 items, so strong, all these carries of Mad Lions, these 4 range champions. It's so difficult for PSG to get on top of them. Yes, they have arguably a better team fight in the sense that they have a lot of spells that can lock down Mad Lions, but if they kite away with the Black Shield and dodge away from these kind of stuns, these ultimates, they should be able to kite them out, and they have way more damage than PSG on paper. They're so
タンクはいないけど火力はあるマッドライオンズ。モビリティもあるからね。PSG は1人殺せれば勝てるんだけど、モルガナのブラックシールドもあるからなかなか CC 合わさることはないね。ランブルのウルトが雑なんだよな。
Yeah, Mad Lions kiting back so well there. The ult comes out from Yona. They need to stop the siege because look at the waves in mid and bot. They have to start a fight and maybe stop Mad Lions.
ミッドとボトムのウェーブが来る前に戦わなきゃいけないよ。GG 1位はヨーロッパチーム。グループ A とグループ B 上位2チーム決まりましたね。OK 明日よ明日。